Hello, my name is Don. Welcome to episode 30 of Motorsport Manager. I think we just about scraped to save our job the last time out. Next season we have 11 races on the calendar. We've got a new driver in Connor Chapman, who will continue on. Frankie Kinney obviously retired, so we've got another reserve driver that's in. Ellie Marsh's contract's up for renewal. Is she interested? Yes, she is. So, what is her current contract? We'll see if we can get her on a similar contract to her current contract, so we'll go with that. And bonus size isn't very important because this would save us a little bit of money in the short term. I'd like to keep Ellie. She did do well. I think Connor Chapman might actually be the fake Lewis Hamilton, by the way. I need to go and have a look at the standings for each series, World Motorsports Championship. So go back to the first season. It's Harry Chapman I'm thinking of. Never mind. Either way, still a nice sort of thing. So our status is still uneasy, but I think we've done enough to save our job. We're going to design next year's car. If Ellie doesn't accept it, I will go away and I will look at other contracts that we can offer. So let's have a look. Fuel efficiency is what I'm looking at here now, really. 3.8 or 3.8 for... We'll go with that one. And again, fuel efficiency, so that's quite a big improvement, so let's go with that. Tyre wear is important as well, so is tyre heating, so I think that's the best option there. Again, that's the best option, so it's 13 million, so it's a little bit more expensive than last year's car. Not a huge amount more expensive. We'll go with it. Leaves us 11 million in the kitty. Let's build that brake centre because every car spec part this year apart from brakes and gearbox. Can already do gearbox, so at epic level. So let's build the brakes. Facility leaves us with 4 million in the kitty. We've still got money to come in, of course, from the chairman. So we'll continue on. We'll see if Ellie's going to accept this contract. If she doesn't, then we're in trouble, really. Contract renegotiation, insulted by the offer. Right, we're just going to retract this offer. Ellie's going to leave us. Staff wise, what's our staff looking like? 0 months, 0 months. Okay, right, I'll be back, guys. I'm going to go and look at all this and we'll take it from there. See if we can replace these guys on cheaper guys or better quality guys. It's kind of what I'm looking at, and we'll take it from there. I will be back when I've done that. So I accidentally skipped forward a few days, but nothing's really happened. We've made a few approaches. We've offered a new contract to Gary Watson. We've offered a contract to this guy Freddie Cooper. Now he's awful at front wing suspension and rear wing, but obviously we won't need them next season. Really, and in terms of what we can get, it's okay. 18 on gearbox, 18 on brakes, which is really good for us at least this season. I don't think it'll overtake this season though, unfortunately. We'll take the team marketability, can we? Yeah, I think we can just about scrape it. Team marketability plus 25. So we're now up to 100% team marketability. Still only able to get 3-star sponsors though, unfortunately. So Pablo Gaspar wants a bit more wages. He is insulted. Ouch. Don't think we'll be able to get this guy then, unfortunately. Freddie Cooper is our current staff member. He is on 39 grand a week and he has accepted a contract of, oh no, sorry, this is Freddie Cooper. He's replacing Luke Savage. He has accepted a big wage reduction on what Luke currently has. So it's a fairly decent thing. Also the less on the race bonus and whatnot. He obviously isn't quite as good overall, but better in the attributes we actually need. I don't think it's going to count towards this next season though, unfortunately, but we'll see. And Gary Watson, will he accept his new contract? He will. Now he is currently on 39 grand, so he's reducing his wage by half, and I think the race bonus is increased slightly, but it's going to hit less often. So we've renewed his contract as well, so that is good news. driver wise. this guy. So we'll have a look at our drivers if we don't get this lad. Contract ending with Ellie Marsh. She has now left the team. That's a shame. Okay, I'm not willing to give you any more wages, mate. I'm not breaking the bank for you. Retract offer. Yes. Okay, so go and have a look for another driver. We do need one, of course, otherwise we are in trouble, to replace Ellie Marsh. Okay, so we approached two drivers, one whose name I can pronounce and one whose I can't. Both of them will reply on the same day, so that's positive. Both want to negotiate, so that is literally as high as I'm willing to go. Literally, that is as high as I'm willing to go. Yeah, and same. Might have to be, I have to give in some marketability, but I'm slightly worried right now. Okay, so he's accepted. Let's go forward one day, see if the other lad's accepted. Right, well that ends that debate then. Don't think there was a huge amount in between them. So we've got this guy who has 18 overtaking, 18 consistency, 16 fitness, 75% marketability, but a lot of that is plus 25 on a temporary thing. This lad has 72%, only plus 5, so it sort of works out, but he's not good at overtaking, which is the worry here. He's probably not quite as good around all-round driver. We'll work on it. Well, we can't work on it, but it is what it is. So we'll sign Marcus Sawback, and he will replace the Swedish guy, and we'll retract that offer, and then that solves that issue. And we've got 2 scout reports to come. So we've got this lad, meh, and this lad, who again is meh. So scouting, other than that, I think the only other thing I would maybe like to do is renew Rachel's contract, but she's not interested right now. So I think we're just moving on now. This is tyre wear plus 1 for 2.5 million, worth taking. After last season, there's no way I'm not taking that. My worry though is now that I'm going to run out of money, because I imagine that we're running fairly negative per race. Yeah, minus $1 million per race. We need 11 million just to see the end of the season. Not so good. Yeah, this guy is very good on marketability, but awful as a driver. And this lad is average as well. So sponsors, so we've got a sponsor coming in here at the end of the next race. That's probably what we're going to have to go for this season, is wins. Really, we've got the car that should be good enough now that we've got the tyre wear and tyre heating. We've got a much better car than last season in terms of chassis. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so we'll go and we'll edit the livery. I'll decide what I want, and I will be back in just a second, guys. Okay, so we're going to go back to the team's roots a little bit. I believe this was the car that we had the first season, design-wise. I'm going to go back to it. I kind of like it. There was one other option, but I just didn't fancy it. So we're looking at 2.5 star for tyre wear, 1.75 star for tyre heating, just over 1.5 star for fuel efficiency, and 1.5 star for improvability. So it's a big improvement on last season's car where we were 1 star across the board. Improvability, how much is this? 1.5 million. Yep, we'll take that. They're well worth taking these. We're $500,000 in debt, don't worry about that, we'll work it out. So we're 2.5 star for improvability, 2.5 star tyre wear now. And new car design will be completed in just a minute, so we're getting no more of those money things, so that is good. So pre-season testing, let's see how we get on. So we've not set a time yet. There we go, there's our times coming in now. We're well off the pace by the looks of it, a couple of seconds off the pace. But it's fine, it's obviously just practice, it's not really a resemblance of anything. And that'll end that session. So we finish 7th and 16th. Happy with that. We're losing a lot of money per race though. We need to work on that. And targets for this season, let me have a look at the car. Where are we? So we're the second on the grid for brakes and for gearbox even, and fourth on the grid for that. I think we can target second and take the extra 2 million. I think it's worth the risk here. Sorry, 4 million. I think it's worth the risk. So let's get building. So new part, gearbox. Already got a risky, that's nice to see. So acceleration plus 20. Build part, yes. Improve parts, is that an option? So let's get the reliability on all these done. We'll switch them around because I believe that's a couple of days improvement. Everything else is obviously spec parts, so we only need to focus on these 4 parts of the gearbox and the brakes. Does taking the brakes off change anything? Yes it does, but not enough to make it worthwhile. Happy to go with that. Although we'll take the worst gearbox off actually because we don't need that. And we'll do that and do like 19. No, we won't actually do that. Let's just do it that way. Because we won't need this gearbox because the other one should be actually built before the race, hopefully. So car, so 11 days. 11 days actually be very close. So let's continue on. We're now targeting for second. I want this to be our championship season. I think second's a more than realistic result. Black Sea, that's fine. Connor's birthday. Let's give him a card. Let's give the man a card. 100,000 for a card. A very expensive card. But we'll see towards the end of the season mechanics. I'm not interested in that in the meantime. Gearbox design finished just after the race. Okay, never mind. Made a mistake not working on reliability of that second gearbox then. We're going to target second for this race, which would make us profitable. So fit parts. So our number 1 should be getting all the best parts. Of course everything's the same, so it's just the gearbox and the brakes to look at. 440 and 430. I remember this was purple in the ZRT series when we're starting to get to these numbers, so we can't be that far off. So hopefully just pushing will make it good for us. So let's go to practice. We're targeting second. Reverse grids, of course. I don't know how that works for the first race of the season. I think it's done alphabetical, but I'll go do practice and I'll be back for the race in just a minute, guys. Okay, so we finished 1st and 5th on practice. Problem we've got is there's a big difference between what Sauerbeck can do and what Chapman can do with the tyres. I think it's about 2 or 3 laps, and it works out that it means that ideally we would have one on the harder tyre and one on the softer tyre, but that's not really an option because you can't get both to the percentages. So going to do a standard 2-stop strategy on laps 10 and 20 with Sauerbeck. And with Chapman, it's going to be a 3-stop on 8, 16 and 24. Which should work out okay from memory, but I can't really remember at the same time. So we're going to go engine modes high because obviously reliability is not going to be great yet, so let's not push it too far. We're starting 17th and 9th. It's not ideal. Not ideal at all. I think it's done reverse alphabetical, so on first names, so it's probably about fair. But Sauerbeck, both the cars already off to decent starts. Sauerbeck getting bogged down in traffic though in that sort of group there. Chapman coming through nicely and is with him. So it's 7th and 9th for this opening race of the season. This will hopefully be our championship year. I've said to the board we're going to get second, so hopefully we can at least manage that. We're going to bring it down to medium because again, just not that convinced that this gearbox will hold off too long. Certainly on Chapman's car. It might on Sauerbeck, but certainly not on Chapman's. But we can pick up a lot of points here just through reliability issues with other teams if we focus on our reliability and bringing parts through improvements rather than worrying about the reliability too much of the new parts, of the old parts even, which is why Chapman's obviously, because we took the gamble that we'd have the new part coming out and it would allow some parts to get repaired, done quicker, reliability wise. It didn't work out that way for us, unfortunately. Is that a look up from Chapman? I'm not sure if it was Chapman or somebody else. We're going to push on Sauerbeck though. See if we can get past a couple of these cars that are in front. I might even go into overtake mode just to try and get past some. Not shredding through the gearbox anywhere near as much as what I thought we would be. Come on, son. He's got the pace. He's just not getting past the cars, which is a problem as shown there. He is up into a battle for 6 now. But again, getting held up here. And it's costing him time. In fact, it's actually, this group's now came so far back that Chapman, who was quite a bit behind Sauerbeck, has now caught up to him. So Van Aanen going very slow, holding us up, and it's not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. He's going to come in at the end of this lap, so that is good news. As Chapman loses a place as well. It probably works out that he's the one that's got to do the extra stop because he's got the weaker gearbox anyway. So we're into 6th and 5th with our 2 drivers right now. We've got some free air in front of both of them, which is also good news. We're going to push a little bit with Chapman now, as Sauerbeck comes up to another group and overtakes 2 of them in the final corner to go into 3rd. Can he get another one in the first corner? No, he can't. But this shows that when we've got the clear air, we have the pace. As Sauerbeck comes through, I think we'll be making a stop less than some of these guys with him as well. We're going to pit Chapman at the end of this lap. It is the end of lap 16. Lap 8. We're going to have to repair that gearbox though, which is not ideal. So Chapman will now, Sauerbeck even will now take the lead of this race, 9.2 seconds in front of the car behind, who is on the harder compound tyre and maintaining similar. Big mistake there for Connor Chapman though, down now into last place unfortunately. Because of that mistake, it was a 8-second mistake. I don't think that actually made a huge difference. 8 seconds, yeah, it'd have been closer to Van Aanen, but not anywhere near as close as we think. So we're going to bring in Sauerbeck at the end of this lap, give him another 10 laps. He doesn't need to repair yet, which is good news. We'll go into high fuel mode just to try and get him going. Chapman's got space, so we'll put him onto high fuel mode just for a little bit as well. He does have that extra pit stop, of course. Zerati, the car behind Sauerbeck. In fact, he's been overtaken again by cars that are not pitting. Was there a mistake in that pit stop that I didn't see? Either way, I think we're making this pit stop less than these cars that are in front. Maybe Thomas might be on the same strategy. 7.7 seconds behind him. If we can get past a couple of these cars, we'll be in good position. But again, getting held up here, Sauerbeck. Come on, son. We need you to be able to overtake better than this. I think that was his weakness, though, was overtaking, if I remember rightly. I can't remember exactly. But he is very good on his tyres. He does make that pass. That's good. Up into 3rd again. And fighting for 2nd. He's going to lose 4th and trying to do so, though, by the looks of it. No, he's not. Good exit from the last corner. We're going to go into medium fuel, just to not burn out too much of the tyre, the engine even. We'll push Connor Chapman a little bit. He is down quite a way back. That mistake costing him big. Obviously having to have that repair as well. He's got another few laps in those tyres though. Sauerbeck again making a move on Vovey. One of the drivers I did look at, but there was issues, and I felt Sauerbeck, felt the other driver we offered first was a better option, but wasn't willing to hand money to drivers. Sauerbeck ended up being the only one that we could sign, apart from that he accepted a contract even, if I can get my words out. He's doing okay here. Oh, what a load of shit. Excuse my language. 15 laps to go. We're going to have to switch to the soft tyre. He's lost a front wing. Going up the inside. I think the other car squeezed him. Hopefully it's not his penalty. It's a drive-through. There goes 1.4 million burnt. Connor Chapman obviously struggling at the back here. It's very frustrating. Sauerbeck comes in for his pit stop, and then he's got to go around another lap and do a drive through. So his race is over. Got to bring in Chapman as well here for another 8 laps. Then we've got to repair this again. It's kind of worked out okay that he's in this position. It's not worked out at all for Sauerbeck, who's now in second last and still has a drive through to make, so he will be in last. And he was fighting for what should have been the race win today. It's just an absolute mitigated disaster. So he's got a drive through. How is he going to come out in front of his teammate? He does, somehow. So he's in 16th, but well behind any cars in front. Hopefully he can make it to the end of the race. I don't think he will, but it is what it is. We're going to push him on the engine here, just try and get something. Goes past another couple in the pits. What a good start to the season this could have been with a race win, and it's now looking very bad because Sauerbeck decided to crash into someone. It was Vove. Both drivers probably frustrated with that because of situations, but unfortunately it's cost us bigger than it has Vove, I think, because he had to make extra pit stops on us. 1.4 million just burnt away. Sauerbeck, what are you doing, my man? I mean, hopefully it does work out. If we conserve these tyres, tyre temperatures are okay just now, so we'll conserve them just for a little bit just now. And hopefully we've got raw pace to catch up on guys in front. And what should have been a stop less than everyone else is now working out to be a stop more than everyone else, of course, because of that as well. But hopefully he picks up from this and realises and learns from his mistake. He will need to do a little bit of extra work to maintain these tyres, because it was sort of at their limits that he was going to be able to do. We'll push Connor Chapman a little bit, see what he can get up to. We've got to make another pit stop with him, of course, and he will have to repair during that pit stop as well. So hopefully we can get a bonus from that. Of course, the other issue is it's reverse grids, so coming last, having a bad result in the first race of the season isn't too big a disaster, because you start better in the next ones when other people still have to make their pit stops as well. So we can get away with that. Connor Chapman up into 8th. Sauerbeck's lap times not great compared to the cars around him either right now. Harry Chapman might get one more lap out of him and be able to actually push the last sort of stint. In fact, that's exactly what we're going to do. So we'll pit at the end of this lap, and we might not need to repair the gearbox here, so we'll take a risk that we don't have to repair the gearbox, and we'll go into high only just to try and conserve that. Sauerbeck further up the field here in 5th. Again, lapping very slow right now. Let's push those, let's go into neutral on the tyres, see if we can get the temperatures up, because I think that's what's causing the issues there. I've sort of didn't pay much attention. And we'll go into neutral, and neutral for the last run with Connor Chapman. Gearbox should be okay, Sauerbeck. I hope so anyway. So we're in 5th and 10th, it looks like. Chapman will come out in. See, out the pit lane now. Is indeed in 10th place, so it's still decent given the circumstances. And given the amount of time we have lost with Sauerbeck, he would have comfortably won this race had he not had that incident. But such is life. He's 36 seconds behind. If those guys on the super softs ahead cannot make it work, which it doesn't look like they're going to, he can still gain and maybe still finish in the top 3. I mean, he is a decent bit behind, but he's not a pit stop behind. So if they have to make a pit stop for whatever reason, he's put himself into good contention. What's the gearbox like? I think we can risk a push just to get rid of this fuel. That's a little bit excess. Thomas is pitting. He won't be able to overtake him, but he might be able to overtake the other two. In fact, he has overtaken the other two. So it's good news. We're back into second despite having to make an extra pit stop on what we're meant to do. And more to the point, an extra pit stop on what we should have been able to do, and having a drive-through penalty and a slow lap. We're 9 seconds behind the leader, which, given our strategy, isn't too bad. We're going to have to go into low on the back tyres though, because he has shredded them up. Unfortunately, it's not quite worked out in terms of that, but we're still a decent bit ahead of cars behind. Hopefully he can hold off the tyres for another lap without shredding them up too much more. We'll go on to high engine mode just to try and use that excess fuel to negate the fact that we're on backup. We will lose time to the guy in front, we know that, that's fine. That is not an issue for us. But if we can maintain only losing a couple of seconds a lap here with Sauerbeck, 2nd and 8th is a very, very good result. But Sauerbeck has thrown away a win here in reality with his mistakes. 20 seconds behind, but that was managing tyres towards the end, which we wouldn't have had to have done on normal strategy. We wouldn't have had to have had the drive-through penalty without the mistake, and we wouldn't have had a slow lap. I guarantee we would have comfortably won that race with Sauerbeck without that incident. That's not an issue, of course, though. 2nd and 8th is still a decent start to the season. We think Archer have got more points than us, but I think that probably is it. So very, very positive signs from this opening race of this season. We hit the 1.4 bonus as well without triggering any of our bonuses, because all our bonuses are for winning races. So we've made money for this race, I think. That's a drive-through penalty. So as you see, drive-through penalty, and we've not lost a huge amount of points here, so it's a good position to be in. We're 2nd in the table, 3 points behind Archer. We gained a point more than Octane, so positive all-round result here for the team. And very, very happy with that. We should have made good profit because we shouldn't have hit any of the bonuses. As I said, I think all our bonuses were for winning the race. So I'm thinking 300,000 profit maybe. Drivers in regression. Both our drivers are over the age of 30. Oops. Didn't realise that when I hired both of them. Still works out that they're both decent drivers just now. Hopefully we can get a season out of them and then have enough money to sack them at the end of next season. New gearbox is built, we'll deal with that in just a second. We will do that at the end of this episode. And he's got a new personal guard. He's never going to discuss terms with us, that's fine, don't care. Gearbox built, so it's fit parts. Let's just have a look, see, is it purple yet? No, it's not. We'll go with that, and we'll start to repair it the next episode, of course. So we've got risky parts, we can actually make big improvements for next season if, and it is a big if, of course. The problem is here is we've got no really great parts, but we've got lots of risky parts that could give us big improvement for next season if we don't get promoted. Problem is I'm expecting to get promoted, so kinda negates the point, if I'm honest. No condition lost in first race, I'm not really sure that's worthwhile. So we'll do this one. So gearbox options aren't great for the season, but still decent for the overall. 2nd in the table still. This next one should overtake us and put us purple for the gearbox. And on that note, that will end this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time for the Munich Grand Prix.